When Oriana went down the Amazon, the reports were that there was great civilizations in the Amazon. And then, a few hundred years later, when people got to actually check up on this stuff, it was all gone. There's more ancient civilization information in the Amazon than we previously thought. True statement. There clearly is a long history of complex civilizations in the Amazon.
Imagine uncovering an ancient civilization so advanced that it reshapes everything we know about early human history. That's exactly what happened when scientists recently used cutting-edge technology to explore the dense jungles of the Amazon.
It's the most biodiverse terrestrial habitat that has ever existed on Earth. So there's more life here than anywhere else, period.
Hidden beneath the thick canopy, they discovered remnants of an ancient tribe with megalithic structures. Join us as we delve into this groundbreaking discovery, revealing the secrets of a people who once thrived in the heart of the jungle. The discovery of the Olmec civilization is a story that began in the mid-19th century, when travelers in the Gulf Coast region of Mexico stumbled upon large, enigmatic stone heads.
The Olmecs, really, they're characterized by the megalithic stone heads, precision-engineered stonework.
In 1862, a colossal stone head was unearthed near Tres Zapotes, Veracruz, by José Melgar, a Mexican explorer and antiquarian. This head puzzled Melgar, who didn't realize its cultural significance. Despite his detailed documentation of the head, it didn't spark immediate widespread interest.
Everyone goes to the big Mayan sites, or they go to Teotihuacan and Mexico City because they're impressive, whereas the Olmec sites, there's not much left.
The head remained an isolated curiosity for many years, as the region was still relatively unexplored, and it would take several more decades before systematic archaeological efforts began to reveal the full extent of the Olmec civilization. The formal recognition of the Olmec civilization began in earnest in the early 20th century, thanks largely to the efforts of archaeologists like Franz Blom and Oliver Lafarge. In the 1920s, Blom and Lafarge conducted an expedition to the Gulf Coast and encountered more colossal heads and other artifacts at Tres Zapotes.
But no one really knows anything. There's no writing, there's no good legends or stories that come down describing what they were doing.
Their findings, published in 1926, drew the attention of the academic community to the region. Their meticulous documentation of the artifacts provided detailed descriptions and photographs that allowed other researchers to start piecing together the unique characteristics of the Olmec civilization. The term Olmec, derived from the Nahuatl word Olmecatl, meaning rubber people, was initially used to describe these early Gulf Coast inhabitants who lived around 1200 to 400 BCE. The name later came to refer to the broader cultural and archaeological phenomena associated with the sites and artifacts discovered in this region. The designation rubber people is particularly intriguing because it highlights one of the Olmec's notable achievements: the production and use of rubber. The Olmec were among the first in the world to develop techniques for processing latex from local rubber trees, which they used to create various items, including balls for ceremonial games. This innovation underscores their sophisticated understanding of natural materials and their practical applications. In the 1930s and 1940s, extensive excavations were conducted at San Lorenzo Tenochtitlan, a major Olmec site in Veracruz, led by Matthew Sterling of the Smithsonian Institution and the National Geographic Society. These excavations uncovered numerous colossal heads, altars, and other stone sculptures.
We don't really know what they were. All we've got left is the stone heads to look at and decipher.
San Lorenzo was identified as one of the earliest and most significant Olmec centers, dating back to around 1200 BCE. The site's monumental architecture and sophisticated drainage systems revealed the complexity and advancement of Olmec society. Sterling's work was groundbreaking in many ways. His discoveries at San Lorenzo included massive basalt sculptures, some weighing up to 40 tons, which had been transported over considerable distances from their quarries. This feat highlighted the Olmec's remarkable engineering skills and their ability to mobilize and organize large labor forces. This required advanced logistics and engineering, indicating a highly organized society with a strong central authority. The drainage system at San Lorenzo, consisting of carefully laid stone-lined channels, demonstrated the Olmec's understanding of hydraulics and urban planning. The discovery of workshop areas for specialized craft production, particularly in stone carving and jade working, underscored the site's economic and cultural importance. Interestingly, the societal organization required for such monumental projects in San Lorenzo can be compared to ancient Egypt's construction of the pyramids, with both civilizations mobilizing vast labor forces and demonstrating advanced knowledge in engineering and logistics, reflecting the centralization of power and resources. The site of La Venta in Tabasco became another focal point of Olmec studies, with excavations in the 1940s and 1950s, also spearheaded by Sterling, unearthing a wealth of artifacts.
But there's very interesting artifacts and sites below south of Mexico City that myself, I've been visiting them for years.
These included more colossal heads, jade figurines, and intricately carved stelae. La Venta was recognized as a major ceremonial center that flourished around 900 to 400 BCE. The site's layout, featuring a large pyramid, plazas, and stone monuments, illustrated the Olmec's architectural and artistic achievements. La Venta's Great Pyramid, a clay structure about 34 meters high, is one of the earliest pyramid-like constructions in Mesoamerica. This pyramid, along with the site's central axis and complex layout, influenced later Mesoamerican ceremonial centers. The discovery of elaborate burials and offering caches containing jade, serpentine, and other exotic materials indicated the site's religious and political significance. One of the most fascinating artifacts from La Venta is the Ambassador Offering, a cache containing 16 male figurines and 6 celts arranged in a ritualistic pattern. These figurines, made of jade and other precious materials, appear to be involved in a ceremonial scene, suggesting a complex social hierarchy and religious practices. La Venta also revealed numerous basalt columns used in both construction and as altars, some intricately carved with symbols and deities, indicating a sophisticated belief system and a high level of artistic achievement. Tres Zapotes continued to yield important discoveries, including the famous Stela C, which contained one of the earliest known long count dates in Mesoamerica, corresponding to 32 BCE. This finding provided crucial evidence of the Olmec's influence on later Mesoamerican cultures, particularly in the development of calendrical systems. Tres Zapotes also provided evidence of a prolonged occupation, with artifacts ranging from early Olmec to post-Olmec times, indicating the site's long-term importance. The site featured multiple phases of construction, with mounds, plazas, and stone sculptures suggesting continuous development and adaptation. Laguna de los Cheros, another critical Olmec site, yielded numerous artifacts and monumental sculptures. The site's strategic location near trade routes highlights its role as a commercial hub. Artifacts such as pottery, figurines, and tools suggest extensive trade and interaction with neighboring cultures, further illustrating the Olmec's wide-ranging influence. The Olmec were master artisans in jade and serpentine, creating intricate masks, figurines, and celts often depicting shamanistic or deified figures. The craftsmanship and detail of these objects indicate a high level of artistic skill and the importance of these materials in Olmec society. The Olmec were also pioneers in the production of rubber. They developed techniques to process latex from local rubber trees, which they used to create balls for the Mesoamerican ball game, a ritualistic and possibly competitive sport that held significant cultural importance. Many Olmec artifacts depict shamanistic figures and jaguar motifs, suggesting a belief system centered around shamanic practices and animal transformation. These motifs are believed to represent the powerful connection between humans and the spiritual world, with shamans acting as intermediaries. The Olmec's extensive trade networks allowed them to influence and interact with distant cultures. They traded jade, obsidian, and other valuable materials, spreading their cultural and technological innovations across Mesoamerica. Research on the Olmec civilization continues to this day, with new discoveries and interpretations emerging from ongoing excavations and advanced technologies like remote sensing and DNA analysis. These efforts are steadily unveiling more about the Olmec's social structure, economy, and interactions with neighboring cultures. Recent studies have utilized LiDAR technology to uncover previously hidden structures and settlements, providing a more comprehensive view of Olmec urbanism and their environmental adaptations. LiDAR has been especially useful in mapping out the complex layouts of Olmec cities, revealing the sophistication of their urban planning and their ability to adapt to the challenging environment of the Gulf Coast.